Hi everyone and welcome to Wizardry Workshop. Before we get started with today's activity, I'd like to formally invite you to our third annual Yule Ball. This year it will be taking place both in person at our Decula branch and virtually through Google Classroom. You can scan the QR code for more details or click the link in the post description. I hope to see you there! Today we'll be making Harry Potter's favorite treat, a lemony treacle tart from the recipe found in the official Harry Potter baking book. You can find this book in the library's catalog if you'd like to check it out. I also used the template in the back of the book to give this a Hufflepuff badger. To get started with this recipe, we'll preheat the oven to 400 degrees and we'll need a 9-inch tart tin with a loose bottom. We'll also need a pie crust. You can follow the recipe and make your own, or you can take a shortcut like I'm doing and use a store-bought crust. You will also need pie weights or baking beans, which can really be any dried beans or in this case, split peas. And lastly, we need a piece of parchment paper. Now we'll lay our crust over and into the tart tin, roughly centered. We'll press it down into the bottom and sides all the way around. And then we'll pinch off the excess from the top. Next, we'll place the parchment in the tin over the top of the pie dough and add our baking weights because this crust has to be baked for 20 minutes before we add the treacle. Now while the crust is baking, we'll start working on the treacle filling. For this we need golden syrup. You can follow the instructions in the book to make your own, or to save time you can purchase pre-made golden syrup like this one. If buying, you need 1.5 cups. Also need 1.5 cups fresh white breadcrumbs, 3 eggs beaten, a half a stick of unsalted butter diced, and 3 lemons zested and juiced. We'll add the golden syrup, butter, lemon juice, and zest to a saucepan on low heat until the butter melts and is mixed into our syrup. While we're in the middle of this, our crust is done baking, so I'll take that out and set it aside until the treacle filling is ready. At this point, we can lower the temperature of the oven to 350. We'll continue stirring our syrup and butter until it's smooth. Once that's done, we'll stir in our breadcrumbs and eggs. And now we're ready to pour this into our tart tin. We'll bake this for about 40 minutes until the filling looks slightly set. It will still be a little wobbly when you take it out, but it will continue to cook as it cools. Here's my baked and cooled treacle tart. If you're adding the decorative topping, let it cool completely before you start. For this part, you'll need powdered sugar and a sifter. I made a photocopy of the template from the back of the book and cut it out so it looks like this. Now I'll place it over the center of my tart. And with powdered sugar in my sifter, I'll tap the sides of the sifter to let the sugar fall over the tart and template like so. Next, we'll carefully remove the template. And ta-da! We get this! Finally, we'll get a plate and remove the sides of the tart tin and place our treacle. It looks yummy, and if you like lemony desserts, you'll be sure to love this one.